Namaste YouTube Coven, welcome back to the mat and welcome to day 7 of our 12 days of Witchmas journey. In today's practice, Yin Magic, we are going to slow things down. We're going to come into some long hold poses, really focused on awakening our Anahata, reactivating it, and finding 20 minutes of peace and of stillness during this chaotic festive season. So, for today's practice, my loves, I invite you to find a block or two, maybe work with a blanket or a pillow, anything so you can feel supported during your poses. And we're going to begin today's practice by taking that block lengthways on the mat and we're going to come into a supported fish pose. So, straight away from here, we're going to relax all the way down, bringing that block between the shoulder blades. If you have any issues with the neck, maybe you place a pillow under the head. But you'll know when you found yourself into the pose because you'll be able to roll shoulders from the ears, relax the arms by your side. Taking a beautiful deep breath in through the nose. And a slow breath all the way out. Beginning our Yin Magic practice today with this beautiful heart-opening pose. Supported fish pose is one of my favourite practices, especially when I'm feeling a little bit anxious. So as it is a heart-opening pose, you might feel a rush of emotions here, maybe the intensity, and that is okay. Acknowledge these thoughts with kindness, with compassion, before bringing it back to your breath. Allowing every inhale and every exhale to settle you more into the pose. Allowing that breath to fall into its natural rhythm. Maybe if you have some music playing, you can hear that in the background. Maybe you've got some incense or some candles burning. Tune into the scent. Just anchor yourself here into the present moment, dedicating 20 minutes of our day to our well-being. And before we go any deeper into the practice today, start to reflect on what brought you to the mat. And start to set in yourself an intention of what you'd like to get out of today's practice. Maybe a certain feeling. Maybe you want to release something or welcome something in. Anything at all. Just become aware of what your attention is. Setting it in your mind, sealing it with your breath. As we take a deep breath in through the nose and a slow breath out. From here, being careful of any animals, you're going to bend into one knee, bend into the other, and we're very gently going to roll the body to one side of our mat. So we're softly coming off the block. And then immediately from here, start to lift the body into a tabletop position. So you can be facing the back of your mat as you take a tabletop, or you can rock over the knees. But straight away from tabletop, we're going to bring the big toes to touch, send the hips to heels, and relax the body down into Balasana, Child's Pose. Maybe you choose, like me, to bring that block underneath the third eye, the space between the eyebrows, so supporting the head and the neck. Keep the arms forward or sweep the arms by your side as you start to take some deep and restorative breaths. Balancing out the back bend by breathing deeply into your back body. Ten more breaths. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out. On your next inhale, you're going to reach the hands forward, pressing the palms to the mat as you round into the spine and come in to a tabletop position. Just taking a few gorgeous cat-cow stretches here. Inhaling to drop the chest. Exhale to kick. Beautiful. From here, we're just going to move that block aside for now as we drop down onto the forearms, and we're going to extend the legs behind us. So what we're going to do is going to come into a really gorgeous broken wing pose where we start to release tension into the shoulders, find some space, and you can also add a little bit of a hip stretch into it. So from here, apologies about the mic, you're going to bring that left arm into a T shape and you're going to gaze towards the right hand side. Take a deep breath in through the nose. On your breath out, start to roll onto that left shoulder. So you can soften that pose by maybe bending the knees and bringing the chest a little bit more into the center so it takes a little bit of pressure off the shoulder joint. Or you could intensify by stacking the legs or even stepping the right foot over the left leg, toes point off at an angle. So we're inviting the hips to open. Now this is a really gorgeous, gorgeous pose to find space into the shoulders and really release the kind of weight of the world you might be feeling. So embrace the tingling sensation that's running down to the fingertips as we hold for 2 minutes. Remembering at any point that you stop feeling the stretch, you can deepen the pose. Again, as long as you're not feeling any sharp sensation to the shoulder, embrace the tingling sensation running down the fingertips, almost like waterfall in our lower body release practice. One more minute. And taking a deep breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out. From here, using that right hand support, we're first going to stack the legs if you had the right one bent. And all we're going to do is take it immediately to the other side. So you roll onto the chest. Take your gaze to the left hand side as you extend the right arm. And then roll on to the shoulder, remembering you can soften the pose by bending into the knees, bringing the chest more to the center. You can intensify the pose by stepping the left leg over the right and point the toes at an angle, so inviting that hip to open. Allowing ourselves to stay here for 2 minutes, getting used to that idea of being a little bit uncomfortable. That's where we start to find the true magic of a yin practice. One more minute. If at any point you stop feeling the stretch, roll a little bit deeper into the pose. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. From here, if you have the left leg bent, you're going to stack one leg on top of the other as we roll the body into the center and we reset in crocodile pose. So bring the big toes to touch. Use those hands a little bit of a pillow and just relax the chest here. Embracing this warmth we created into the shoulders, we're going to come to meet in our Sphinx. So from here, you're going to untangle the feet so they point to the back corners of your mat and move on to the forearms. So those elbows are about a centimetre or two away from being directly underneath the shoulders. Palms flat down, you take a deep breath in, you roll shoulder blades away from the ears and then breath out to pull the hips down and lift through the heart center. So we're not dropping the head back here to create any kind of compression into that throat chakra. We want to keep the spine long, just close the eyes and focus here on slowing down the breath. You'll start to feel some warmth come into the shoulders as we develop a little bit of upper body strength. But the longer we stay here, the more our body is inclined to start dropping. And don't let it. Press the hands down, staying here for about 1 more minute. Keep pulling the lifts. Keep pulling the hips down and lift the heart. 5 more breaths. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and a slow breath out. From here, as you start to lower the chest down, you're going to slide the hands back. Pressing palms to the earth, we're going to inhale to briefly lift into an upward facing dog, and on your exhale, we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips to the sky, and straight away from here, bend into the knees, walk the hands back to you, take hold of the elbows, and come into your dangling pose. So you might choose to let the hands hang heavy. You can take hold of the elbows, but we're really rooting down through the toes, through the heels, finding release into the lower spine, into the neck. Stay in stillness or find a really gentle sway from side to side. On your next inhale, we're going to bring fingertips to the mat or hands to the shins to gaze forward, find some length. On your exhale, lovely generous bend in the knees. We're going to walk the hands out, immediately come back into a tabletop position and take a few spinal wiggles. So maybe taking some circles or some waves or some simple cat-cows. When you're ready from here, we're going to cross the ankles behind us and move into a comfortable seated position, rolling shoulders from the ears, bringing the tops of the hands down to the knees and flipping the palms to the sky. Feeling the space that we have created in this yin magic practice, space in the shoulders. Remembering that you can come back to this flow whenever you need time for you. And then ending this practice, sealing the energy to take with us beyond the mat. We're going to bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Take a deep breath in, breath out, bow low. With love, gratitude, and with blessings to the courage of ourselves for coming to the mat today, to the support of this online community, and from me to you, thanking you for allowing me to guide you through day 7 of our 12 days of Witchmas journey. How are you feeling, my loves? I truly hope that this short and stretchy practice allowed you to create some much needed relief into the upper body, and I really hope it allowed you to find some relief into the mind, a little bit of peace, a little bit of you time during this time of year. As always, I would appreciate any kind of support for my channel by maybe liking the video or even subscribing. And if you are looking to continue your exploration of yoga, of witchcraft, of taking care of your mind, then I invite you to follow the link in the description box below to explore my Magic Through Movement memberships. All the information is down there, loves. It is a wonderful space of the internet, and yeah, you can find out more about it by clicking the link below. But thanking you so very much for joining me for day 7 of our 12 days of Witchmas journey. I look forward to meeting you back here again tomorrow as we continue our journey. Blessed be, Coven.